There have been extension signings galore across Major League Baseball to begin the 2025 season. We've seen young players like Christian Campbell of the Red Sox, Jackson Merrill of the Padres ink long-term deals. Even some veteran guys like Garrett Crochet, again with the Sox, Ketel Marte with the D-backs, and of course the big one in Toronto with the Blue Jays signing Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to that huge $500 million extension, which has really got people thinking, who is going to be the next young star to sign a big time extension? Let's check it out. Let's go. To have players qualify for this list, they had to have already debuted in Major League Baseball in 2025 or earlier, so that we have a good idea. Not to say that players who haven't reached the majors can't sign these types of extensions, a la Evan Longoria, Jackson Chourio, or very early on in their careers. But let's get to the list. Let's kick it off with Boston Red Sox outfielder Wilyer Abreu. Now, what's the big deal about Wilyer? At 116 OPS plus in 2024, he won the Gold Glove last year as well. He is set up to be a long-term fixture in Boston. The one knock you might have to say against signing him long-term is maybe his ability to hit lefties, but he is a developing young talent. The Red Sox have locked up a lot of young talent in the last couple of years, a la Christian Campbell, so they are poised to sign another one. Let's see if Wilyer Abreu is the next long-term signing for the Sox. Keeping it in the AL East, how about the Tampa Bay Rays and Junior Caminero, the next star of the Tampa Bay Rays. 105 OPS plus at the age of 20. He has shown versatility and the ability to play second, some short, and third. Probably projects best as a third baseman. He is a true building block for this Rays organization. Can hit for a ton of pop, plays solid defense. This is the signing that I think the Rays really need to make, but you have to wonder if they're a little gun shy because of the way the Wander Franco deal worked out. We don't want to talk about Wander Franco, but I think Junior Caminero is the type of player that the Rays should invest in long term, like they have done previously with other stars. So let's see if Junior Caminero is the next guy to sign to the Rays long term. I've already heard chants across Wrigley Field, PCA, PCA. Pete Crow Armstrong is already becoming a fan favorite at Wrigley, and why not? Quality defense in center field. In fact, you could call it elite. Big time speed. A 114 OPS plus at time of recording in the bigs in 2025, so it shows the bat is starting to play. And that was going to be the question about PCA. If he can hit, he's going to be an elite talent, and he is showing the ability so far this season to hit. So I think the Cubs would be very wise to lock this guy up long term. We saw what happened when they developed a young core before, going all the way back to 2016, and how that played out. Maybe PCA is the starting of something long-term trend in Chicago. I may be cheating a little bit this one, but the Colorado Rockies fans need something to build hope upon. And why not Chase Dollander? Yes, he has only had one start in the major leagues at time recording, but 174 strikeouts in 122 innings pitched in the minors. And the most important number in my mind, 0.5 home runs per 9 innings across the minor leagues. That is what I think is going to play very well as a pitcher at Coors Field. The Rockies have been trying to develop pitching forever. It has never worked out at Coors Field. That is that launching pad. But I think a player like Chase Dollander and his pitch mix could play very well in Colorado, and I think this is the type of player the Rockies should invest in long term to give the organization some needed hope. One player I'm falling in love with this season with the Miami Marlins is Xavier Edwards. To me, he's Luis Ariz with speed, incredible contact ability, a career 389 on base percentage, elite speed, almost half a stolen base per game. That is absolutely incredible. That means he's getting on base and making use of those wheels to create havoc on the bases. No, he's not going to be a power guy, but this is the type of player who can project long term to stay in the lineup if he's staying healthy. He started as a second baseman. Now he's playing shortstop. He's played quality defense there. I think Xavier Edwards makes a lot of sense long term for the Miami Marlins to finally invest in a true talent. I know you guys have been waiting for him on this list. It's Elly De La Cruz. What are you kidding me? Last year, 25 home runs, 67 stolen bases, a 119 OPS plus last season, and he's only projected to go even higher with those numbers. The nice thing about Ellie De La Cruz, he's shown the ability to play third. He's played some short. He can play a little second. I think he maybe projects best as an outfielder in center field, but if he can continue to produce at least decent defense at shortstop, that is a huge advantage to the Reds. The question is always going to be that defense, and will his fielding fall off even further, given he's one of the poorest fielding shortstops already in the game. Maybe a move to center field fits best for Ellie De La Cruz, but there is no questioning about the bat and the speed. The question is going to be, how long are the Reds going to wait to lock this guy up? Speaking of teams that need to quit waiting, how about the Baltimore Orioles and Gunnar Henderson? 6.1 WAR in 2023, 9.1 WAR in 2024, fourth in MVP voting last season. This is an easy one. The Orioles have got to lock this guy up long term. Quality defender at third base, now playing shortstop, still solid defense, hits for power, steals some bases. He really projects as a team leader for this Orioles organization. I don't know how they can let this go any longer. They have got to get Gunnar Henderson locked up long term. The price is not going to come down, but this is a player you cannot have walk out the door in free agency in a few years. They've got to get Gunnar locked up. This is an easy one. The Orioles have got to make this signing. Down in Texas, there's often talk about Evan Carter signing the long-term deal, but now I think it's all shifted to Wyatt Langford. 112 OPS plus as a rookie. Yes, he had his struggles, but came on big time in September and has had a very nice start to 2025. He's got 2020 potential. In fact, I think it's going to crush those numbers in 2025. The September breakout last season was huge for them. I think Wyatt Langford really figured out how to hit at the major league level and has carried it over this season. He projects definitely as a quality outfielder in the corners, could play a little bit of center field if necessary, but definitely a solid left or right fielder long term. The speed, the power, this is the type of player you want to invest in long term. Let's see if the Texas Rangers lock up Wyatt Langford for an extended period of time. It's not often you lock up closers to long periods of time, but Mason Miller is just different. 151 strikeouts and 103 innings pitched, 2.79 ERA, 32 saves. This guy is legit. There's often talk of being a starter, but I think he just profiles so well as that elite back end of the bullpen. And why not? The Athletics have been starting to lock up guys long term. Brent Rooker, Lawrence Butler. Mason Miller projects as that elite closer. Why not get him locked up long term? Have a face of the franchise. Have someone you can run out there at the end of games. Have a crazy scene for the fans going on, a la Edwin Diaz. This is the guy that Athletics need to lock up next. A bit surprised early on how well the Angels are playing to start the 2025 season. And just coming back from injury, how about shortstop Zach Neto? This comes back to his 2024 season. 20 homers, 30 stolen bases, 14 defensive runs saved. He is a first-round choice. He is a player you need to lock up long-term. The Angels have been known for spending their money in the wrong places. How about starting to invest in some young players and investing in the right places? And for me, Zach Neto is a quality shortstop with power, with speed, who can play excellent defense. This is the core piece for the Angels in my mind moving forward. This is the guy you should be spending on. Get it done with Zach Neto. And while you're at it, strength down the middle of the field. How about your catcher, Logan O'Hoppe? 20 home runs last season, 26.3% caught stealing rate, which is a very, very good arm. And it looks to be breaking out even further in 2025 in year 3. It takes catchers a longer time to develop, and it sure looks like Logan O'Hoppe is figuring it out at the major league level. Strength down the middle of your diamond. Catcher, shortstop, O'Hoppe, Neto, 6, 7, 8 years. I think the Angels' time to spend on these young guys is now. As good as the Arizona Diamondbacks have looked the last few years, one thing that I think is a struggle for them right now is the starting pitching. Zach Gallen is approaching free agency. The Corbin Burns contract actually looks really bad at this time. Eduardo Rodriguez has not really figured out. The one key fixture all the way along the last couple of years has been Brandon Pfaadt. I think it's time for them to invest in starting pitcher Brandon Pfaadt. Merrill Kelly's not getting any younger. You can't expect Jordan Montgomery to come back to this organization. Eduardo Rodriguez is struggling. Corbin Burns is struggling. This has been your rock. 185 strikeouts and 182 innings last year. 3.61 FIP. A 116 ERA plus. This guy knows how to pitch at the major league level. A solid young starter. Maybe he's only a number 2 guy. Maybe he's not an ace. But hey, everybody needs a good number 2 long term. I think it's time for the D-backs to invest in Brandon Pfaadt. You want to talk about investing in an ace? How about Kansas City Royals starter Cole Ragans, the leader in strikeout per 9 innings last year, a 1.33 ERA plus. He is the definition of ace. Big time power left-hander, takes the ball game in and game out, gets you all kinds of strikeouts, understands how to pitch in that big ballpark in Kansas City effectively, has all kinds of potential to even go even further. A definite Cy Young candidate every single year. I think this is the next guy the Royals need to invest in. Pair him with Bobby Witt Jr., face of the franchise with Salvador Perez. Cole Ragans is a good bet to sign long-term in KC. And then there's the ace of aces, a 2.14 ERA plus last year, rookie of the year. Paul Skeens is the ace in Major League Baseball right now. The question is going to be, are the Pirates ever going to spend any money? And you're right, I don't think they're going to invest in Paul Skeens, which would be a huge mistake because this guy is marketable. Yes, he sounds like a fool in interviews, no charisma, but that actually is playing very well. This is a marketable star in Pittsburgh, and they haven't had that in a long time, really since Kutch was at his prime. It's time for the Pirates to spend, and actually invest in Paul Skeens. This is perfect in terms of a market player. Think back to the years of Felix Hernandez in Seattle in the Kings court with all those Ks going on down the left field line. This is what the Pirates should be doing with Paul Skeens starts. They should be investing in Skeens, getting every fan they can to a Paul Skeens start, and making it a huge event. And then when they can do that, now it's time to invest in the player long term. We know Juan Soto got a big time contract, so how about Juan Soto light in James Wood with Washington? 122 OPS plus at the age of 21, a quality on-base percentage a la Juan Soto, an improving slugging percentage as he figures out that 6'7" frame. James Wood is an elite prospect in the slugging department, and he's only going to continue to develop. The one thing I like about him, even better than Juan Soto, is he can actually play a little defense. So I think it's time for the Nationals to invest in James Wood. Long-term, locking up 8, 9, 10, however long you want to go with this guy. I think he's going to be worth the money, and see what kind of contract they can put together, because we know what Soto turned down and how that worked out. I think this is a guy the Nationals need to hit on. So there you have it. There's who I think are the next guys to get big-time extensions across Major League Baseball. If you think I've missed out on someone, make sure you comment down below. Or if you disagree, of course, comment down below. I comment back to everybody here on 3 Up, 3 Down. As always, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I greatly appreciate all your guys' support. Make sure you hit that like button and share this video with all your baseball friends as we make the push for 1,000 subscribers here in 2025. So thank you for all your support. And until next time, take care, everyone.